Minecraft's tools are some of the most important items in the entire game. They let you mine blocks, fight mobs, and do, well, everything. But what if you didn't have them? In today's Minecraft challenge, I'm not allowed to use any tools. No sword, no pickaxe, nothing. If it's got a durability bar, it's off limits, which means if I want to beat the game, I'll have to literally take matters into my own hands. So let's jump straight into the challenge and see if I can beat Minecraft with no tools. First off, I of course chopped down a tree to get some wood, which I turned into planks, crafted a crafting table, and some sticks, which are completely useless because I can't craft tools. So maybe I'm the tool here. But after that, the first goal was to find a way to get iron, because that would allow us to craft a bunch of useful non-tool items. After a bit of exploring, we stumbled across not one, but two villages. I looted the chest for some food and began the long process of punching the iron golems to death to get our hands on some iron. After completely cheesing the iron golem fight by piling up 3 blocks, I used the iron to make a bucket and some boots, which I should probably mention before I get angry comments saying I cheated. Even though armor has durability, I'm allowing it in this challenge so I don't get completely destroyed in the nether in the end. But anyway, before searching for a lava pool to make a nether portal, I decided to do a bit more exploring for villages so we could get more food and iron for armor. Along the way, I also found a ruined portal which gave me a gold chestplate to stay on the piglin's good side, and a fire charge, which will be important later. Now that we were fully geared up, it was time to find a lava pool. And the YouTube luck was on my side because there was one right next to the first village I found. So I could get straight to building a portal using my insane speedrunning skills. I promise this isn't sped up. Once the portal was complete, we lit it using the fire charge we found earlier and finally entered the nether, where phase 2 of the challenge could begin. Once we entered the nether, the next goal was pretty simple: find a nether fortress. Luckily, it didn't take long before I spotted one, but it was guarded by a few skeletons, which I quickly avoided before piling up with my planks to get onto the fortress. I found a blaze spawner and quickly realised I wasn't going to be able to brute force my way to getting the blaze rods. So I strategically repositioned and blocked off a section of the fortress where I could lure the blazes over and safely punch them to death. Eventually, I managed to collect 7 blaze rods, which meant we could finally leave the fortress and move on to getting the ender pearls. Now, we had 2 options for getting pearls. I could spend an agonisingly long time trying to punch endermen to death while they're teleporting all over the place, or I could risk my life and loot bastion chests to get gold to battle with piglins. And obviously, I chose the more dangerous option. After finding a bastion, I carefully dealt with the piglin brutes guarding the chests and managed to leave with about a stack of gold, which would have to be enough because there's no way I'm going into one of those again with just my fists. I found some nearby piglins and started bartering, throwing all my gold at them and hoping to get enough ender pearls. And once again, the YouTube luck was on my side because I managed to get more than enough ender pearls, which meant I could finally leave the nether and prepare for phase 3 of the challenge, the ender dragon fight. After returning to the overworld, I decluttered my inventory and started to work out how I was going to defeat the ender dragon. Not being able to use a bow meant I couldn't shoot the end crystals, so that left me with one option. I collected a bunch more oak planks that I could use to pile up the end pillars and destroy the crystals myself. I also collected as many beds as I could carry because my plan was simple. If I can't use the sword, I'll just blow up the dragon instead. Now that we had everything we needed, it was time to find the stronghold. I followed the eyes of Ender until they eventually pointed downwards and spent a stupidly long time digging through the stone and deep slate to reach the stronghold. Seriously, I'm surprised I didn't age about 10 years during this challenge. After what felt like forever, we made it to the portal room, put the eyes of Ender in and jumped into the portal, which was invisible for some reason, because bedrock. Once we were in the end, I got straight to work piling up the pillars, hoping the dragon didn't knock me off. Once I reached the top, I was able to dodge the dragon's attacks and safely destroy the end crystals. This part wasn't easy though, because the ender dragon was relentless and barely left me alone for more than a few seconds, meaning I spent most of the fight on very low health. But eventually the last crystal was destroyed, which meant it was finally time to fight the ender dragon. Well, if you count blowing it up with beds as fighting. It took a few cycles of the ender dragon perching, but eventually we got the job done. The ender dragon fell, and most importantly, we'd survived. After completely fumbling trying to grab the dragon egg, I gave up on collecting my prize and jumped straight into the end portal to finally complete the challenge. And with that, we had officially beaten Minecraft without using any tools. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. It took a ton of time to make and I enjoyed every second of it. So if you enjoyed the video too, please leave a like, it helps the channel out a ton. And consider subscribing because we're so close to 200 subscribers. Let me know in the comments what challenge you want to see me take on next. But anyway guys, I'm Rush Ninja, thanks again for watching and I'll see you in the next video.